Hello Nigeria, my name is Becky Madujemu. Welcome to Newsline. It's been a great week for all of us. Democracy Day finally happened on Friday with several events celebrating the new administration. Tonight, we bring you interesting bits from behind the organized scenes you watched on TV or read elsewhere. Another day that got us making merry was Children's Day. As you may have observed, NTA makes the 27th of May every year very special for children. We shall let you see just how much of a good time we gave to hundreds of children on Wednesday. Then, among our entertaining stories, is one where musicians gathered to pat themselves on the back while reminding each other that there is a war to be won. Don't miss the reason for the battle and how close they are to victory. Also tonight, we have new information on the man in London who so badly wants to reunite with his Nigerian father. So much to look forward to in this edition, and we shall roll out everything for your delight after the news by Rhoda Obo. Happy Sunday, Rhoda.
Same here, Becky. Hello, a warm welcome. As always, it's good to have you join us here on the news desk. Boko Haram has attacked Fika town in Yobe State. A statement from the area says the insurgents looted and burnt down the divisional police station as well as other government buildings. And in a similar report from Maiduguri says Boko Haram attacked Ngude village in Askira Uba local government area of the state. The insurgents burnt houses and other structures. Though details of the destruction is not yet known, residents of the community in Antifa locations before the arrival of the insurgents. This is the second attack on Ngude by the Boko Haram insurgents in 2 weeks. In the meantime, the Buhari Friends Organization Network has expressed readiness to complement the agenda of President Buhari's administration with a series of developmental programs. It was at a stakeholders meeting organized in Abuja to identify with the new government. Correspondent Kenneth Nanin reports.
Describing the presidential inauguration of Muhammadu Buhari as the hallmark of the vigorous campaign for change by the members, the national coordinator of the group, St. Athanasius Okon, explained the resolve of the members to contribute meaningfully to the success of the new government.
We have 7 professors packaging policy in regard to agriculture. We are almost done, which will go and give it to our benefactor. This is our own input.
We have plans like the girl child education and so many other projects for women.
The country where only the rich benefit will no longer be.
We would really want him to focus a lot on corruption and health facilities.
We and diaspora are ready to work with him to make sure we bring the democracy to the grassroots.
While pledging support to the new administration in the fight against indiscipline and corruption, they also want President Buhari to concentrate on programs that will fix the problems of electricity tariff, multiple taxation and scarcity of petroleum products. To achieve performance, they said, all hands must be on deck. In Abuja, Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
As the nation basks in the euphoria of a newly inaugurated democratic administration, full of hopes and expectations, the Nigerian Television Authority brings to you another special documentary on the newly inaugurated President Muhammadu Buhari, titled Long Walk to Victory. The package comes up at 9 a.m. Monday, immediately after the program Good Morning Nigeria on the NTA network. It chronicled the birth and rise of President Muhammadu Buhari.
My relationship with Muhammadu Buhari started in 1953 when the Katsina local authority decided to have a senior boarding primary school.
Muhammadu Buhari was one of those, I can say, students.
Buhari and his team were very sober and consistent in handling the economy.
All NTA stations are to remain with the network service for the program. Now, reports on the swearing-in ceremony from states are still pouring in. Mohammed Hamza Sheikh has a second batch of report of his compilation.
Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, who was sworn in as the new governor of Kaduna State, has pledged to give Kaduna and its people a new lease of life. He said infrastructural development and upliftment, redemption and reactivation of industries, as well as unemployment, especially among the youth, will be tackled head-on. Malam El-Rufai and his deputy were sworn in by the Kaduna State Chief Judge. In Umuahia, the Abia State capital, Dr. Okozie Ikwezu was sworn in as the new governor of the state. Acting Chief Judge of Abia State, Justice Teresa Uzokwe, administered the oath of office and allegiance on the governor and his deputy. The governor urged the people to remain law-abiding and supportive of the new administration for more developmental programs in the state. Katsina State Governor Aminu Bello Masari has been sworn in amidst renewed determination to reposition the state in tune with realities for rapid socio-economic development. Governor Masari, who was sworn in along with his deputy, promised to carry everyone along during his tenure. In Owerri, Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State was sworn in for the second time in office along with his deputy. Governor Okorocha, at an inauguration dinner, promised to continue with the developmental programs and policies of his administration.
I'll give you land and I'll give you money to encourage you to establish your industry.
Also sworn in for a second term in office is Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed of Kwara State. He took the oath of office and allegiance along with his deputy amidst fanfare in Ilorin, the state capital. Governor Ahmed, in an inaugural speech, called for more support to his administration for more people-oriented programs. In Akwa Ibom State, Deacon Duom Emmanuel was sworn in as the new governor alongside his deputy by the state chief judge, Justice Stephen Okon. The governor, in his inaugural speech, assured the people of his resolve to implement programs and policies that would positively impact on their lives. Also sworn in is the new governor of Bauchi State, Muhammad Abdullahi Abubakar of the All Progressives Congress, and his deputy. In his inaugural speech, Governor Abdullahi Abubakar promised to reconcile Bauchi political class and improve the living standard of the people. The new governor of Taraba State, Darius Dixon Ishaku, and his deputy Haruna Manu were also sworn in Jalingo, the state capital. They were sworn in at a colorful ceremony by the state chief judge, Justice Josephine Yakubu Tuktur. In Abuja, Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
Now, Christians have been urged to carry the presence of God every day of their lives and to give thanks for the unity and peaceful transition into a new government in the country. The Bishop, Anglican Diocese of Ida, Joe Musa, made this call at a church service to mark the 3rd anniversary of Dana crash at St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Maitama. Correspondent Ifeanyi Ezumba reports on this and other churches in Abuja.
The guest preacher, Bishop Musa, who reminded the congregation that all power belongs to God, took his text from the book of John chapter 11 verse 40. He also told them that God will speak on their behalf concerning every situation.
Jesus says, this is the purpose that I come. I have come to set people at liberty.
And to continue to call on them to pray for the souls of our loved ones that were lost and also the families concerned.
There has not been any official report on that air crash. We think that the standards of safety and maintenance imposed on airlines flying in developed economies should also be imposed here.
At the Christ Apostolic Church, Katampe, the Abuja Superintendent, Pastor Emmanuel Oguyinka, at the 20th anniversary of the Abuja District Coordinating Council, along with the congregation, prayed for the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari and his vice, Osibanjo, that God should give them wisdom and grace to move the nation to greater heights.
With God on your side, success is certain.
Peace of God will continue to reign in this land.
At the Church of God Mission, Nyanya, the senior pastor, Northwest Bishopric Headquarters, Festus Ahime, assured the church that God Almighty has given them victory over all obstacles. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
Meanwhile, as part of efforts to sensitize people and parents in particular on the dangers of child abuse, groups of local and international medical experts have held a fun fair in honor of children. Dennis Adegunloye reports that the maiden edition of the event had as its central theme, Stop the Violence Against Children.
Clinical psychologist Bamiel Sally enumerated the long-term consequences of child abuse, which can be physical, sexual, or emotional.
First of all, it affects their mental or cognitive development. So children that once they are exposed to violence or abuse, they find it very difficult later in life to form attachment. That means to be in relationships that will last.
Other experts noted the importance of giving a child appropriate and regular attention, emphasizing that negligence or exploitation have their own lasting and damaging effects.
It's a day to tell the world that children are children, whether they came through assisted technology or the natural way. You can't tell the difference now, can you? Everybody is made by the Almighty God.
On a lighter note, the children mingled with each other with dancing, games and all manner of enjoyment in what was a well-attended first edition of the fun fair. Some children explained their understanding of this year's theme.
Parents should not punish children anymore.
The event is an international collaboration that is expected to hold annually. In Abuja, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
Now, a report just reaching us says President Muhammadu Buhari has announced the first set of appointments into his administration with immediate effect. The president this evening named Mr. Femi Adesina and Malam Garba Shehu as being his spokesmen. Femi Adesina will serve as a special advisor, media and publicity, while Garba Shehu will be the new senior special assistant, media and publicity. The president has also approved the appointment of Malam Lawal Abdullahi Kazaure as the State Chief Protocol SCPO and Mr. Shina as the current President of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, NGE, and serves as the Managing Director, Editor-in-Chief of the Sun newspaper. Garba Shehu serves as the Director, Media and Communications to the APC presidential campaign. He has also served as the President of the Guild of Editors 16 years ago. Abdullahi Kazaure is a career foreign service official and currently serves as Aso Villa as a special assistant, presidential matters. Now let's quickly bring you up to date with some sports news. FIFA Under 20 World Cup produces 16 goals in 2 days. NCC Tennis League serves off in 4 centers nationwide. Amanzi Marcus has details on our sports update.
A total of 19 goals were scored in 9 Week 3 matches of the Nigerian National League Limited decided across the country weekends. FRSC and Niger Tornadoes played goalies, same with the go-round and Ikorodu United match. Atete, First Bank and Gateway earned 3 points at home, with each of them winning 2-1. Meanwhile, the FIFA Under-20 World Cup enters Day 3 on Monday with a total of 16 goals scored in the first 2 days of the competition. On Sunday, Qatar's return to the competition after a 20-year absence was marked by a 0-1 loss to Colombia.
Lovely touch. Surely the first opportunity now, and it is the opening goal of the game. Well, I said they've been patient, and the patience bears fruits. The opening goal to João Rodriguez.
In the second Group C match of Sunday, Portugal beat Senegal 3-0. 3 goals were scored in Group D, with Mexico losing to Mali and Uruguay defeating Serbia by a lone goal. The maiden edition of the Nigerian Communications Commission Tennis League, organized by the International Tennis Academy Lagos, got underway in 4 centers of Abeokuta, Asaba, Onitsha and Abuja weekends. At the Abuja Center, matches were decided at the Package B section of the Abuja National Stadium. In one of the men's singles, Emmanuel Sunday of Team FCT in red lost the first set to Musa Bala, but recovered to win. The scoreline is 4-6, 6-2, 6-3. The ties featured a total of 7 matches in each of the 4 centers, and the Nigeria Communications Commission believes they are on course in service to fatherland through sports.
Targeting to the top to play TP.
And we hope that at the end of it all, after this intensive competition, we will have people that will be very more skilled in their skill. So we hope to achieve that for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of the sport, and as part of corporate social responsibility.
The competition runs for 30 weeks. With Sports News Update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
And Sports Day concludes the news bit, but then stay with us, more to come when Becky returns with your Sunday magazine program, Newsline, in just a moment. Newsline in just a moment. Newsline in just a moment.
Enough to post your favorite pictures of Lucky, your beloved bingo, on the internet. And maybe Lucky could be all the rage. Think 10 megabytes. Wow. Let us upload a video of Lucky. Now, Lucky is a YouTube sensation. Okay. 500 megabytes. Ooh. Lucky selfies, Lucky album downloads, Lucky Instagram photo bombs with flavor. Or Maumi. And look, it's the band. 1 gig. Watch Lucky take the red carpet live at his new movie premiere and watch the making of his latest music video featuring Omaumi. You have brought Lucky this far on 1 gig. Just take a couple of seconds to think how far you're gonna get on Glow Internet.
Stay ahead. Upgrade to Glow Mobile Broadband high-speed internet for everyone. Enjoy the new all-purpose data pack. Use it the way you want. 1-day pack for 50 naira and 7-day pack for 200 naira.
Want your bathroom to dazzle? Give your toilet the hypo treatment to brighten and also kill germs, so your bathroom stays disinfected and squeaky clean.
Say you know say with just 200 naira recharge card, Airtel they serve me with 200% bonus to yarn more with any network. Relax. In fact, I don't buy your own Airtel SIM every day. Anytime I recharge 200 naira and above, Smart Connect they serve me with free internet. Buy your Airtel SIM today.
Do you know that you can study at your own pace and be in control of your time?
Do you know that you can work and learn and get that tertiary education you've always wanted?
Do you know you have an open classroom and can study from anywhere, all over Nigeria and the world?
The National Open University of Nigeria is a distance education institution. She offers over 50 programs and 750 courses, from certificate, diploma, and degree levels.
Learn at your own time, at your own pace, and any way you need it, without undermining quality.
The National Open University of Nigeria. Flexible, affordable, accessible, and life-based education at its best.
Nothing feels better than having stuff made just for you, like the MTN Super Saver Plus.
This special plan gets me. It treats me like royalty.
And roaming? This plan allows you to receive calls and SMS for free in more countries.
When they ask me why I love MTN Super Saver Plus, I just say it suits me to the bone.
MTN Super Saver Plus, because success has its privileges.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Welcome back. May 29th, 2015, Nigeria's Democracy Day. On this day, 2 days ago, our dear nation was in the global limelight as the entire world watched Nigeria transit peacefully from one democratic government to another. The ceremony was colorful at the Eagle Square in Abuja. But apart from what the cameras caught and what we've been for the world to see, other activities took place on the sidelines. Our correspondent, Oyinaya Kaluoka, who knows how to read between the lines of any event, will unveil to us all the other activities that took place on the sidelines as President Muhammadu Buhari took the oath of office to serve us all well.
From the young and the old, as well as the physically challenged, it was a pleasure for them defying the hot Abuja sun as they trooped to the streets to celebrate the man of the moment, Muhammadu Buhari. Shouts of the popular slogan, "Say Baba," and change rented the air at every nook and cranny. Supporters were not in short supply as they came into the capital city from different parts of the country to be part of the celebration. A coup for show. This group is from the City of Excellence. This group was a sight to behold. They did it on the bicycle. The hot sun was not felt by the Fulani dancers, who were filled with joy celebrating with their king. And icing the cake of the celebration, this group went around the city center with a talking drum. While the animals were not left out with these entertainers from Kaduna State. Celebration time at the popular area 11 junction. As you can see, Nigerians here who cannot get access into the Eagle Square are here expressing their happiness at the inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari. From Kebbi State came these cobblers. Though they could not gain entrance into the venue of the inauguration, they were contented being close to it, as they rendered useful service to others. Colorfully decorated mounted troops were going around the venue. Meanwhile, the celebration inside the venue had artists like P Square, Face, Kwam One, along others performing. Just Nigerians, it was an opportunity to showcase their rich, colorful attires.
Brown and white, actually white, crystal clear, it shows about integrity. It also calls for, transparency in what we expect, at least, that's going to come into this government. And of course, brown, signifies a lot about Nigeria in terms of how our landscape is. So I think we expect a lot of, change, in terms of real change to our country and to our people, in terms of perception, in terms of action, in terms of behavior.
Ibibio people, the Akwa Ibom people of the South, this is our traditional dress for princes and for men choosing.
Well done, sir. It was surely the day paparazzis have been waiting for, and you cannot take them unaware with the huge presence of the local and foreign press. And of course, every group celebrating had a touch of broom in solidarity with APC.
I'm sure everybody here, we're happy today, we have change.
It's a historic and a history.
So Nigerians are very happy, and so am I.
If you say Nigerians' diversity was on display at President Muhammadu Buhari's inauguration, you will not be wrong, as it was quite glaring.
The excitement is still in the air. Nigerians are still savoring the day. Thanks to Oyin for that one. Still on Nigeria's democracy and the fallouts from the successful change of the baton, which ushered in the new administration. After all said and done, with the deal signed, sealed and delivered, the Buhari campaign organization put together an event to relax the people and calm frail nerves. It was a musical concert to celebrate the new dawn. The venue was Abuja. Ismail Musa reports that the celebration was infectious.
This was how the young and promising Nigerian artist took turn to set the tune for the long but pleasant all-night celebration for the new era in the political history of Nigeria.
It is an attempt by the campaign secretary to afford the youth the opportunity to celebrate the victory of APC and President Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari.
In the hall were the young and old, the black and white, united by a common cause.
This government is all-inclusive. It's government of everybody. And then we are making people to feel that it is time for them to jubilate because the government, the dream to see, is finally here.
Nigeria is proving to all of Africa, to all of the world, that you guys are supporting democracy and you guys have the right to take your future into your own hands.
The event with the theme, New Nigerian Concert, with a cue from the new president, Muhammadu Buhari. The occasion, the organizers say, was not in honor of any person in particular, but in honor of the resilience of the Nigerian people.
The president and his vice have come with change. So we're here to celebrate with the younger generation of people and to say, you know, we're ready for a new Nigeria.
It's a wonderful evening to celebrate the success of an incorruptible leader as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We should support the President and the new government. Hopefully, they will take us there.
While the celebration lasted, the noticeable rhythm and expression was that of love, peace, unity and progress.
That was fun to watch. Meanwhile, the democracy Nigeria enjoys today can rightly be said to be an offshoot of the country's independence from colonial rule. The place where the British colonial flag was lowered and Nigeria's flag hoisted is the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos. It was at the TBS, as it is famously called, that the first Prime Minister of the country, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, delivered the nation's first independence speech. It is on this location that national events are also held when the occasion demands. The Tafawa Balewa Square has no doubt is a place in Nigeria's history. What is the current state of this very important edifice? We recall this report by Jennifer.
Named after the first Prime Minister, Alhaji Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, the TBS, as it is popularly referred to, is in the center of Lagos Island and has become a commercial center and strategic spot for celebrations, carnivals and rallies, among others.
That place used to be a very beautiful place, a beautiful surrounding. There was a race course, and there were races, horse races.
And, the royal family came and they went with Tafawa Balewa and they handed over the reins of power to Nigeria. It was done right here in this location. I must say, it gave us a lot of pride.
Many Nigerians and visitors who wish to move around the metropolis can be sure of boarding vehicles from bus stops in front of the square. But how many of these Nigerians know or have taken time to learn about this historic complex they see and walk past daily?
I think this is the first, what's it called, that was built some years back for sport things and events.
To know about this building behind.
Okay. No idea. I just, for now, I think it's more of a shopping complex. That's what I think it is.
This football match, for instance, is taking place next to a monument with portraits of some of Nigeria's founding fathers. Interestingly, this generation of Nigerians hardly noticed.
You don't know anything about this field where you're playing football?
No.
Can you tell me anyone you know on that wall?
I don't know anything.
There's no other person you recognize there?
Fashola.
Oops, did he just say Fashola, the Lagos state governor, who was probably a kid when Nigeria got her independence? Obviously, many young Nigerians need to take more history classes on the nation.
We don't impart enough knowledge to the younger ones. We have to teach them the history of Nigeria. There should be books written about this country. Very interesting books could be written.
And if the long-gone great nationalist who fought for Nigeria's independence, whose names are engraved on this structure, for instance, could pay a spiritual visit to it, they would indeed weep at the state of degradation around it. Their tears would aggravate to loud cries if they look up to see the empty flag mast. Only this tiny shred, more like a piece of handkerchief rag that landed on the mast as a result of heavy wind, is the only thing representing the Nigerian flag. Even the 26-story building said to be a gift by the colonial administration to the nation in 1963 seemed abandoned.
The incredible Independence Building, a wonderful structure, was the tallest building in Nigeria at that time, and it was a structure that was based on steel frame, which was quite unique in building in those days. It was utilized by various departments of the Nigerian government until it caught fire, and this was many years ago.
Tafawa Balewa Square is today used for so many events but horse racing.
If I had the chance in those years, I would never change that place. What are we using the place for today? It's not historical.
These horses with layers of dust suspended above the TBS gates are the only reminders of the horse races that took place in the square more than 54 years ago.
The TBS remains a historic Nigerian landmark. Next up, Wednesday, May 27th was the day children of the world took center stage because the United Nations set that day aside to celebrate them annually. As much as certain aspects of the plight of the children are addressed, fun activities always carry the day as organizations throw parties to the delights of the children. Ruben Okala captured the mood of these children who celebrated the day in a festival called the Festival of Light.
The Millennium Park came alive as the Crust Eagles Foundation hosted the children.
Nigerians, let there be light. In our families, let there be light.
Festival of Light was characterized with a lot of fun, even as it was spiritually rewarding. Admonishing the children, Reverend Father Matthew Fajo says the task of nation building is for everyone, calling on Nigerians to play their part.
And it's not just one time that God asks us to practice this beatitude. He wants us to make this a way of our life.
For the organizer, children are special and deserve special treatment.
Irrespective of the storm that may come against you, know that when you keep on soaring, you will overcome and you will reach great heights. And then watch out for the sun being then the light, and that's why we are here today, lighting up the world. What we have been doing for children, praying for them, offering masses and interceding. And we know that God is working in his own ways.
Yes, Victor Okoye. 1. Victor Okoye. 2. 3.
How many of us want to be light bearers? We are going to light this country and we are going to shine. And our light is going to go all over the nation.
Still on Children's Day, the Nigerian Television Authority never fails to fulfill its corporate social responsibility. That is why when the world celebrated children on the 27th of May, the authority nationwide lined up activities to entertain them. At the Lagos Network Center, it was fanfare. Everything to make the children happy was provided, and the children on their part did not disappoint, as they did not only enjoy themselves, but also thrilled invited guests. Emil Dori's report on this is here presented.
Amusing and exciting moments there for children who came to be a part of the NTA 2 Children's Day extravaganza. The ambience was one that any child would wish for on such occasion. They mingled, played and danced. The day, however, began with a march past, with each school displaying its unique style.
Hands on shield, sword drum, banner brass, raise your banner.
And then Other activities including cultural dances, recitation of poems, fashion parade and dance competitions. Then newscasters in the making took center stage. They vowed to give Jennifer Igwe and Abdullahi Mohammed a run for their money.
Vonko State Senator-elect Bruji Kashamu, based on the allegations that he committed narcotic crime in America.
Queues are still piling up in various filling stations across the city of Lagos.
The day would not have rounded off nicely without these words from NTA management and parents.
Remember to be good children of our parents, to be good students of our schools, to be good ambassadors of our families, and to be good Nigerians.
If we start now to impart the spirit of peace in our children, they will grow up with it.
What did the children have to say?
Children's Day is the best day of my life. My daddy said I'm happy.
It's a day to celebrate, so let's rejoice and be glad in it.
I thank my mom and dad for bringing me here. I wish NTA will continue.
How interesting. No doubt, these children are already looking forward to next year's Children's Day celebration.
Children love parties, don't they? We'll keep making it better for them as the years go by. Watch out for next year's. We'll pause for a commercial break, and when we come back, a prominent Nigerian exceeds the biblical age of 70 by 15 more years. How did he celebrate? Stay on the line.
I am Mr. Chef. I'm now in your town. Give your meal traditional taste. Add me to your cookings and
I'm Mr. Chef. I season meal and I make meals so delicious with the sweet taste of tradition. Just add me to your meals and you'll discover the unique taste you can't resist.
that traditional taste.
Grandma, come and see mommy laughing and talking to an invisible man.
Aroma, Mr. Chef. You get me in your neighborhood, Mr.
Oh,
Chef.
it's Mr. Chef.
You get me in his neighborhood.
Mr. Chef Seasoning Cube. Discover taste of tradition.
Nothing feels better than having stuff made just for you, like the MTN Super Saver Plus.
This special plan gets me. It treats me like royalty.
And roaming? This plan allows you to receive calls and SMS for free in more countries.
When they ask me why I love MTN Super Saver Plus, I just say it suits me to the bone.
MTN Super Saver Plus, because success has its privileges. MTN, everywhere you go.
Chi Happy Hour, burst off refreshment.
House of Chi.
As the guardian of your family, you know meals cooked with cooking oil are tasty, but they're not always good for heart health. Now they can be with Mama the Cooking Oil, a smart choice for heart health. It's cholesterol-free, it contains omega-6 and 9 and vitamins A and E, all proven to help keep hearts healthy. Plus, it's triple filtered to deliver flavor and taste with every meal. Make a smart choice for heart health. Cook with Mama the Cooking Oil. Brand power, helping you buy better.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your ice cream, custards, and variations of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
From the House of Chi.
Did you know with Hollandia evaporated milk, you get a whole lot more? You get 25% more milk than 170 grams. Go for more. Go for Hollandia evaporated milk, 215 grams pack. Hollandia evaporated milk, 25% more, same price.
House of Chi.
Thanks for staying on the line. 85 years ago, precisely on the 22nd of May 1930, a son was born in the quiet town of Abonema in Rivers State. It was a day like every other, but the newborn baby was a son like no other. He grew up to be a prominent son of the land, a man of great achievements. Who is this man and how did he celebrate life at 85? Osinachi Samuel reports.
His name is Olubensin Lulubreeze, popularly known as Obi Lulubreeze. This special day of his life attracted guests from across the continent to felicitate with him and family. The celebration kicked off with a worship service to God for his goodness in the life of the celebrant. The special birthday service climaxed with the dedication and presentation of the Temple of God International Worship Center, which the celebrants built for the worship of God.
Our hearts unto thee, to walk in thy truth, and to keep thy commandments all the days of our lives.
Well wishers at the event described High Chief Obi Lulubreeze as fearless with an unwavering faith in God.
He's a great man. God has blessed so much, and he has extended his blessings to the people of Rivers State.
Happiness and everything. May his cup always overflow with happiness. In Jesus' name I pray.
He is a juggernaut. He personifies charity and philanthropy. I feel very proud to be associated with Chief Dr. Obi Lulubreeze. I mean, he's lived a very, very busy life, not just for himself, for other people.
Wife of the celebrant, Pastor Seye Olubensin Lulubreeze, and children could not hold their joy.
The love he has shown me and the manner in which God has used him to bless my life, it's amazing. Today we have this building. Whatever was needed, he never asked how much.
High Chief Obi Lulubreeze has invested his 85 years to build monuments of love and excellence worthy of emulation. Time and circumstances have not slowed him down as he continues to reach out to the less privileged in the society through the Obi Lulubreeze Foundation, Care for Life, and other philanthropic activities.
85 hearty cheers to the celebrant. He is wishing you many more years ahead. From international diplomacy to community diplomacy, that is the story of Chief Obiora Eruku, a retired diplomat in Nigeria's foreign service. After 35 years of national service, Chief Obiora Eruku has been called upon again to do what he knows best. This time around, his immediate constituency is the Onitsha Kingdom. He will be playing the role of chief advisor to the Onitsha traditional ruler. Namdi Odikbo reports.
In Onitsha, they say only the gods of their forebears understand the language of the Uja, the traditional flute player. And that is because the presence of the ancestors is required to lend credence to ceremonies such as the one set for this occasion. Chief Obiora Eruku thus becomes the Ojudo Enema of Onitsha, adorned with the instrument of office by Obi Alfred Achebe, the revered ruler of the old Onitsha kingdom. The chieftaincy title conferment is a long drawn-out process in Onitsha. It becomes even more tedious as well as meticulous if and when it involves a transition into the traditional ruling council. The new Ojudo Enema of Onitsha, Chief Obiora Eruku, was chosen by the Obi of Onitsha based on his proven integrity, his competence and experience on matters of state, having served in Nigeria's foreign ministry for over 3 decades.
We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have academics who are members of council, and they all represent us, with their own specialties. But also, they look after their own parts of Onitsha, their own villages and their own kindred groups.
In the days that followed the adornment of the red car by Chief Obiora Eruku, several other traditional festivities ensued. To become a full council chief, the Ojudo must confer with other high chiefs, and so he did until the last day of the traditional rites, which was a fiesta of sorts. Family and friends converged on the Eruku compound to felicitate with the new chief. They mostly came to pay homage in accordance with the custom of the Onitsha people.
If you have excelled yourself and you've been useful to Onitsha.
At the moment you are given that recognition, you have to live to it.
We will not let Onitsha people down. We will do. We come up with better ideas, more ideas to make a change.
To whom much is given, much is expected.
This is a mark of an honor or appreciation of what I have been doing to the youth. And I will continue to do it double.
I'll support my dad in whatever way that I can. If there's anything I need to do to help him or assist, then I'm available.
It's not easy, not everybody's perfect, but I will support him 101% throughout his reign.
Moving on, subscribers on the MTN network have been earmarked to benefit free airtime for a whole month. This feed is made possible by Media Perspective partners and other sponsors. They will create a subscriber reward scheme called Good Morning Nigeria. For how the scheme, which has been launched in Lagos, will work, over to Abdullahi Mohammed.
Good Morning Nigeria is an initiative of Media Perspective in partnership with MTN, Coca-Cola, Jumia, ARM, Lidway, Samsung and Mansard Insurance. It is a platform that offers subscribers the opportunity to earn 30 minutes of free airtime after completing a 3-minute uninterrupted call to one person.
MTN is by far the biggest network in Nigeria. Of everybody that uses a phone in Nigeria, almost 75% of them has an MTN line. And so MTN, having the quality of the network and also the breadth in terms of number of people, was obviously the logical operator to partner with.
Communication is a key thing. Every day there's need for us to call our loved ones or to call our business partners. And the more we think about it, the more we say, how can we creatively bring value in terms of subsidizing call rates for our teeming consumers in Nigeria.
The initiative, which commences on the 29th of May, allows subscribers on the MTN network to participate by texting GMN to 131 and enjoy the free calls between 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. daily.
What we're saying is that within this time, if you pick your call and make a call frame, that waiting frame, usually between 3 minutes, 3 seconds or thereabout.
The initiators of the offer say the free airtime platform will run for the next 30 days with the possibility of extension.
It's not a forever thing as we speak right now, but we may actually be able to find a way to keep it going even after the first month. So the commitment is for the first month, and during that first month I can assure you that every bit of it is fully paid for between all the partners that we've spoken about. And so don't worry about the money. They say that the things that count in life, sometimes you can't put monetary value to them.
For 1 week, members of the Nigerian Medical Association converged on Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Their mission: to take stock of their activities so far and chart a new course forward. It was the association's annual general meeting. Among activities that occupied the week-long event was free medical checks. Olumide Eguntola will tell us everything else that took place.
The 2015 annual delegate conference of the association provided an opportunity for members to take a critical look of the nation's health sector and its numerous challenges. It was a common standard robust healthcare delivery system to all Nigerians is non-negotiable. As a way of addressing the numerous challenges confronting the health sector, especially the frequent industrial action, the association called for full implementation of the report of the Yayale Ahmed Committee.
The release of white paper on Yayale Ahmed report will greatly enhance industrial harmony and quality of healthcare in Nigeria.
Pay attention to the issues in that area and organize it, including funding. There will be considerable progress. Primary healthcare is the cornerstone of the policy.
But the federal government, through the Director of Hospital Services, Federal Ministry of Health, announced that embargo has been lifted on the recruitment of resident doctors, while the National Health Insurance Scheme is vigorously being pursued to improve the health status of Nigerians. However, the unique feature of the conference was the free medical services provided by the association to some people with various ailments, including the inmates of Agodi prison in Ibadan.
I try to reach out to the masses and give them free health services. Some people could not afford some certain health costs. Now we decided to give them at free of charge.
Highlight of the week-long activities was a presentation of awards, including posthumous honor to some distinguished Nigerians for their positive contributions to the health sector. The week was later wrapped up with a dinner party.
A month ago, a British man sought the help of NewsLine to search for his Nigerian father. We set out to work immediately. Have we found him? We'll let you know after this timeout.
Agencies of the federal government, state and local governments, corporate bodies, private organizations, embassies, diplomatic missions, and individuals interested in the official portrait of the President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo to apply to the Federal Ministry of Information for soft copies of the portraits at no cost. Applications should be sent to the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information, Radio House, Abat Macaulay Way, Garki, Abuja, or Veronica Adeyemo at fedcs.gov.ng or Marcos Amioleme at fedcs.gov.ng. For further inquiries, contact Mr. Peter Dama, Director, Protocol and Public Relations, or call 080-3318-4875 or 080-5967-3861. Announcer, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
I bet you can touch your nose with your thumb.
Your nose?
It's the same with your toilet. There are many places in your toilet that detergents cannot clean. That is why the new Harpic 5 times complete gives you 5 times better cleaning than detergent from the rim all the way to the U-bend, making your toilet completely clean. With Harpic 5 times complete, you will definitely reach all the hard-to-clean places in your toilet.
Harpic Power Plus. Buy now for only 350 Naira.
I believe in my country.
The time is here and now to spread the message of hope across the land. Stay together as one. All the obstacles would disappear. Let's open up our hearts. Let's open up our eyes and cherish this piece of the earth that God has given us.
they do so? Na promo. You say come become millionaire. You never hear say NAFDAC don't bring wetin they call mobile authentication service. We go help us know whether medicine na fake or not before we pay. Now come see. As I scratch this thing wey be like recharge card so, come send the pin to 38353 free of charge. I will call receive text message to confirm. Okay, original. Troy, just like that, we confirm whether medicine na fake or not instant. Now when you say no wise up, make you help them that spread the story. Na the way that. Madam, come and take my money.
Now, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, they bring on this message. Oh.
Nigeria are the champions of the world.
They conquered the world at the FIFA Under-17 Championship in the United Arab Emirates 2 years ago. Can the golden generation of Nigerian football go one better at the FIFA Under-20 Championship, New Zealand 2015? NTA Star Times will bring all the matches from New Zealand to your living rooms from the 30th of May to the 20th of June, with repeat broadcast at the friendly hours of 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. daily. The FIFA Under-20 Championship, New Zealand 2015. Tomorrow's legend today.
Glad to have you back. Precisely 4 Sundays ago, NewsLine featured the plight of Robert Mamuda, the 49-year-old British man who is searching for his Nigerian father. Robert lives in London but went all the way to Germany to seek NewsLine's assistance through our correspondent, Theresa Walbaba. Following that report, we received calls from people who said they knew Robert's father. They gave us clues as to where the father could be found at the moment. While we were still working on these clues, some people who claimed to be Robert's relatives showed up at our network center in Jos. They had a chat with Femisit Omoniwa.
The last piece of the puzzle to Abdullahi Mahmuda's life may have been found with the emergence of a woman who claims to be his father's sister. Habiba Abdullahi, who is in her late 50s, lives at Tilton Fulani in Turu local government area of Bauchi State. She says Abdullahi was named after her late father and recalls that he left Jos many years ago with his mother, who is British and then known as Fatima.
Ever since she left with the boy, we had not heard from him except for the letter he sent over 30 years ago that he had graduated from school.
Abdullahi's aunt explains that his mother and father lived around the Jos Museum as the mother worked there while the father was a minor.
We have a relative at Mecca who had been communicating with Abdullahi. We are so happy to hear about him, and we want him to know that we are anxiously waiting to receive him.
Sani Mohammed, who is Abdullahi's first cousin, says he feels delighted to hear from a long-lost relative whom he has never met but has heard so much about.
Before this crisis, my mom has a picture of his mother and his father, including him, during the wedding day. So, but this during crisis, they burn everywhere here and there. Then they burn everything.
Abdullahi's aunt and cousin are appealing to Abdullahi to contact them.
And just to add, Robert, whose dad passed on in the 90s, has 2 sisters in Bauchi and Jos, a brother in Zaria, and 3 aunties. Our update will be on the reunion. Watch this space. Moving on, it is only a woman with little children, no house help, and a job she must do to make ends meet that can understand what it takes to combine work and family and not err either at home or in the office. Working mothers, yes, how do they really cope? Especially those of them who do stressful work like ours with no defined closing time. Our correspondent in Jos, Ijoma Ozomena, has been talking to some working moms.
In time past, mothers remained at home to take care of the children and prepare meals for the families, while fathers go out to work and bring home money for mothers to run the home. That scenario has changed today as women have more added to their roles. Today's mother cannot afford to just sit at home and be full housewife, and so have taken up employment to also contribute in the family's upkeep. As the number of working mothers continue to rise in the face of the harsh economic environment, many married women say it is not easy combining work and the home front.
You should have an idea of what kind of home you want to have, and if that is the case, you must be a working mother. Then you must make room to battle those challenges, because those challenges should not impede the ideal of a home.
Let's look at women in the media. The hours are long, working hours are long, strenuous, no weekend off, they run duties, and then if you do not have a good house help, relative that will take care of the home front, it is very bad.
Other mothers make a lot of sacrifices to be there for the children, especially those whose offices are far from their homes, make concerted efforts to perfect the act of striking a balance between tasks at the office and the home. Unlike paid employment, the work at home entails maintaining the home, which include laundry, cooking, caring for and guiding the children. However, wives who work in paid employments have additional tasks and duties that are equally demanding. Some women are of the view that leaving the home solely in the hands of house helps has its consequences. For instance, the increasing cases of baby abductions across the country have added to the burden of young working mothers who now have to go in search of people they can entrust the care of their kids in their hands with no worries. Experts say sharing of roles with one spouse will go a long way in reducing the burdens of working mothers.
Our men, sometimes, even those that are educated, feel that, if I am doing this, I will be called Umarapa. But the issue is not an issue, it's not a question of what people call you. It's a question of what you do to make your home a more comfortable place.
In whatever way one looks at it, the world of working mothers is very taxing and demanding, but the ability to manage the office and the home will certainly bring out the best in you.
Watching that reminds me of the cliche, never underestimate the strength of a woman. Kudos to all working mothers out there, you are the best. Security, we are told, is everybody's business. Civilians are encouraged to be alert to the happenings around them and report anything suspicious to the relevant security agencies. This way, the level of crime and insecurity can adequately be contained. However, there are groups of people who have formed independent security associations to protect the people in their communities. They are a welcome development and an added boost to government efforts. They are called the vigilante. Now, Bonaventure Wondo in Abuja reports that a group of them converged on the federal capital for a capacity building program on how to contribute to Nigeria's security. Tell us about it, Bonaventure.
Less than a century ago, various communities that constituted Nigerian state developed an inbuilt system of securing the peace and security of their people and their property. That can be popularly be referred to as the vigilante organizations, serving the communities without formal policing as we have today, because those who tended to be deviant live with the people and are part and parcel of the community.
Others have no label on their faces, but because you are grassroots and you live with them as they live with you, you should be able to identify them.
Only people of impeccable character and willingness to serve the people are qualified for membership of the vigilante groups.
This concept of community policing is all about living and working harmoniously with members of the public and the communities that we serve.
Voluntary. I got home, I was retired. I went home and I thought I was going to promote basketball, but it was capital intensive. My pay was too small, and stealing, robbery became the order of the day. And I challenged myself, pick out some boys, pick other people's children, and say, let's go into it.
Recently, the Vigilante Group of Nigeria gathered in Abuja in a bid to resonate the voluntary organizations against the background of challenges in modern policing, which gave rise across the globe on the need for community policing. The civilian JTF in Northeast is a fallout of the insurgency, while in the Southeast, age-grade groups drive the process.
Because of the grassroots nature of the vigilante group, and because that the royalty is close to the population, to the grassroots, His Royal Highness the Emir of Katsina deeply appreciates what the vigilante is doing, because the whole aim of leadership is to take care of the people, their welfare, their well-being, peace and security.
We have patrol in the morning, in daytime, we have in the night patrol. When we are going out for patrol, there are police in the environment they know. So they usually supervising our boys or movement.
The voluntary organizations, which have no pecuniary advantage, are beckoning on the public to support their noble efforts.
We are having moral support from the community members. Some state government are assisting us. At the national level here, at the federal government level, there is no support, morally, financially, or otherwise, none.
Although few helping hands come across, the requirement for effective voluntary organization is enormous. They need well-trained volunteers, equipment, and some form of legal backing to strengthen the activities. For now, the starting point to developing community policing is to build confidence between the voluntary organization, the police, and members of the society. The rising cases of youth restiveness across the Federation has to be kept in check to avoid the disastrous consequences tomorrow. By and large, it is time for everybody to come together on the realization that the global conflict is taking a toll on the value system of our youths. The starting point of national security begins with community security or neighborhood security.
Performing the vigilante group for a better community approach in the management of internal security in Nigeria.
The Nigerian Vigilante Group is gearing up for the Muhammad Buhari administration to come on board, where they expect to be fully kitted to be relevant.
They invite us for us to have the more knowledge of what they are doing, and definitely I assure you that the president-elect will look into their problem.
And on to the next. When they gathered, it was to have an enjoyable evening with the managers of the Copyright Society of Nigeria. The society had clocked 5 years and was celebrating. It was not just a gathering of Nigerian artists, but also of people who appreciate what the Copyright Society stands for. There was food, drinks, a lot of music, and distribution of awards. This took place in Lagos, and NewsLine was there for your sakes.
That was how the evening began, with renditions from some upcoming artists, and then the grand entry of the Copyright Society of Nigeria's gigantic book of life. Yes, the book that contains the names of past award recipients of the society was ferried into the hall by two able-bodied men for the names and signatures of the latest award recipients to be entered in.
I see, say my heart, you can't burn me. Baba, please smile just a little, because your smile is so beautiful. Everybody them know you cannot stop it.
The latest award recipients were the Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, Emeka Mba, and several others who have contributed to the growth of the music industry.
I feel genuinely honored. I'm happy, I'm glad, and it's an exciting moment for me personally.
I was a part of it 5 years ago. All the struggles, in fact, they actually trained me to become a collective society personnel.
Nigerian artists, composers, sound recording artists, media moguls, friends of the Copyright Society of Nigeria were all present to celebrate 5 years of what they say has been a job well done.
I've gotten now 1 naira, 2 naira, 3 naira, 4 naira, and so on and so forth. So Koson has done great.
Life changer for all the artists in Nigeria who are registered.
Some of the registered members of the society bear their minds on the journey so far.
Koson is trying to protect the rights of Nigerian musicians. Honestly, you see, those days